for the Roben Marie Smith Design Team. Today we're going to be creating an art journal page using some mixed media collage. I'm starting out with a sheet of deli paper, and this is my under paper that has been used many times. And I'm adding some white gesso to the top. Now I'm pulling out my magicals, and I'm going to be using the orange creamsicle, tilt-a-wheel teal, and the raspberry lemonade. I add just a little bit onto my sheet with my palette knife, just because it makes it easier to get it out and not take too much, because these really a little bit goes a long way. Spritz it with a little bit of water, and then just tilt your page different ways and let the drips happen. I've decided that I want to do some journaling on my page before I start, so I've pulled out my Strathmore watercolor art journal, and I'm writing the lyrics to a song that I looked up on my iPad in the background, and at the end I do a little bit of journaling on some things that I have going on right now in my life as well. Once I finish with my journaling, I grab my sheet of deli paper again, and I've realized that once the magicals dried, they became very pale, so I wanted to add a little more pop of color. So I have my quinacridone magenta by Golden and a iridescent gold deep fine by Golden as well. These are both fluid acrylic paints. Adding a little bit with my fingers, and I'm also adding a little bit of the Blick Arts matte acrylic paint in a blue red light color. Now I'm ready to add some texture, depth, and dimension to my background, and so I have pulled out the Paperbag Studios Doodles and Daters rubber stamp sheet, and I'm just going to use my black VersaFine ink pad and stamp these images randomly all over the place. Once I'm finished with that, I dry it with my heat gun just to be sure that the ink is completely dry. I've lost the blue that I had in there, so I go back in with a little bit of the Lindy Stamp Gang, one of their starburst. It's called hydrangea blue. It's got a really nice shimmer to it. I dried my deli paper, and now I'm cutting out petals and using the whole sheet and just cutting out random shaped petals, not worrying really about the shape. They're going to look beautiful no matter how you cut them. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to start arranging them in my art journal. So I pull out my Liquitex matte gel medium. That's my favorite glue to use in collage. I just feel like it has a nice grab to it, and I tend to use my finger. I just feel like I have more control, so feel free to use a brush if you're more comfortable with that. And we're just going to lay the petals in the shape of a flower. You don't have to be real precise with them. We're going to layer them on top of each other. I don't end up using all the petals, but that's fine because I can use them for another project. That I don't have a center for my flowers, so I grabbed a little piece of the deli paper that I could find that was big enough and just cut a center for the flower and glued that on with the matte gel medium as well. I dried the whole thing with my heat gun just to be sure that it's definitely dry. And then I use the Quin Magenta to color in the center of my flower, and then I add a little bit of titanium white to lighten it up a bit, and then I go back in with the Quin Magenta for a deeper color in the very, very center of the flower. Now I'm using this Pigma Black. It's a very fine brush marker, and I love this for outlining, and I'm just giving the petals a little bit more dimension and just defining them a little bit just to make them pop a bit more. The looser you are with this, the better your petals are going to look, so don't overthink it. Hold your pen or whatever writing instrument you're using very loosely and just make a petal shape. Now I'm going to use some fluid acrylic titanium white by Golden and a very fine liner brush. And again, I'm just adding a little more dimension and texture to my flowers, just defining the petals a little bit more, giving them some highlights. As well with several circles in the titanium white and the fine liner brush, and now I'm going in and just doing some little white dots to again add a little more visual texture and dimension to the center of the flower. I dry it and I just grab a regular pencil, any pencil will do, and I'm just going to draw a little stem and a leaf, and then I use that same Pigma pen to outline it in black. Now I'm using a little bit of the green gold fluid acrylic paint. Because this is watercolor paper, you can use the fluid acrylic, water it down, and really give it a like watercolor wash type look. It's really fun. I've added a little bit of the Liquitex Soft Body Sap Green for a little bit of shadowing and darkness in the stem and the leaf. And then I use a little bit of the fluid golden acrylic and titanium white to add some highlights. With that, I just dry it and your flower is complete. That completes our tutorial for today. Thanks so much everyone for joining me. I really appreciate you sharing your time with me. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. See everyone next time. Bye!